Yeah, hello and welcome to another tea session. Now, what kind of time control am I going to play? Last one, I even had a classical game in there. I think I'm going to start just with a couple of 2+2 blitz games. Let's go d4 and see what happens. I got a comment recently, I'm not sure, like a week ago or so, when somebody said I would only play patzes here on lichess. I really don't know what kind of perception this person has, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not really like gaining rating, and I mean I don't have it often. That is true that I play somebody with a similar rating, but you know I don't think I'm winning every game easily or something. So I'm happy to play here on this platform. So we got Catalan open, or the late capture. It's probably still called the open Catalan. So a4. And here white has a choice between bishop g5 and bishop f4 mostly. I opt for bishop g5. I think the difference there is mostly or is rather unimportant, let's say. I don't quite remember how it works here, really. Queen to c2 or to d3. Yeah, I mean, even if you forget what you've looked at, I think queen d3 is right, yeah. Even if you forget your theory, the typical Catalan middle game is just so solid. It's hard to imagine how I could be worse. The general idea of this a4 line is to later occupy the center, and now yeah, I can go e4, right? There's no problem with this move, so I'm going to do it. Okay, how is he going to play this? Probably some h6, after which I don't want to trade really. By the way, if I go e5, knight d5, knight takes d5, bishop takes, am I not winning c7 here? Yeah, let's do this. Spend a long time on e5, but it looks right, huh? Maybe, yeah. So my idea was I take here. I mean, I completely disregarded pawn takes d5 because I thought this just looks atrocious. But maybe this is playable. After bishop takes, bishop e7, queen e7, queen c7, I'm winning the pawn. I completely forgot that b7 is actually covered. Nah, that's not good. Yeah, he can give up that pawn on c7 easily. At the end of this, like bishop takes d5, yeah, takes here. I take here, queen takes, queen c7. Oh, really? Why does that work? Yeah, probably he can play that. Let me unpaint here. So knight takes, queen takes, knight c7, rook c8 somehow works. Chess is a weird game sometimes, but it works. Yeah, then I don't really have anything here at all. At all. Yeah, mate on h7, queen takes, kind of forced. I'm always hugely irritated if people think in such a position. Obviously, due to this typical engine cheating pattern. I don't think he's doing this, but this is one of those typical things. Like they think in positions where there's just one move, but they need the time to enter it into the engine. Yeah, here knight c7, rook c8 is annoying, to say the least. Bishop c6, rook c7, and I'm losing material. Yeah, I have to play this, I guess. Something very pedestrian. Okay, I can grab the T, huh? Yeah, probably just c6. Maybe he feels irritated by knight c4, d6. Possible. You can also play rook c8. There's really nothing wrong about it. Not a move that I had on the radar. Isn't f4 good for white? f4 and then d5. The problem with c5 is that the queen side is now extremely weak. Yeah, so he more or less has to take. I don't see black allowing d6. Now, how do we play? Queen b3 maybe? Yeah, rook d1, this is good. The rook has to be there anyway, and this is the right square. The f rook is fine here. Okay, so a move like queen f5 is already pretty threatening, so let's do this. And I have to pay attention to the clock. Going rook e6 here or something like that. Wow, it looks really awful, but maybe this is the move to play. Okay, now I don't see a direct win. But something like this is really awful to play against. Even queen takes d7 now is probably a threat. Yeah, but the simpler approach is pretty good and good as well. Give me the queen. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really understand how this worked here. So instead of, oh god, like a normal move is like +2. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the position that you want in this line, that's clear. And e5 seems to be bad. My main problem was that I just miscalculated. I thought, yeah, I thought he just takes with the bishop. Yeah, that's the normal move to play. And what I absolutely did not see is that if I take this, that I'm actually not attacking b7. That's really bad. Now after this, I have to play queen d6. And in this position, I'm obviously not better because those pawns are pretty much, yeah. And yeah, this is what I overlooked. So e5 was clearly ill-timed. So, and we had this, and now I probably don't have anything better than playing the knight back. And I think c5 is a pretty substantial mistake. Yeah, c6 would be normal. Of course, I have this, but okay, black can play knight b6 to c8, trying to challenge this, or play the knight on d5 and claim that this is also a pretty good square. Or what the engine suggests, simply play queen d8. This is very, very, I think, instructive in some way, because black is not creating weakness, still preparing the improvement here, and the queen is bad on g5 anyway. Yeah, it sits right there for f4 for tempo, so it's a good move. And after c5, I think I'm substantially better, right? Yeah, roughly 1 pawn, and it's a kind of thing where I expect the engine would even go higher after a while, because this is probably not possible to repair. So d5, probably queen d8 is better. Yeah, not going into this tempo, because you don't want to allow d6, and this is yet another tempo. Yeah, just rook d1 is a good move, I think. Yeah, engine agrees. And here probably a couple of good things. Queen f5, given that rook e6 is pretty reasonable, probably not the best move. And now rook f2, rook d2, these are the best according to the comp as well. Just increasing the pressure. Yeah, I felt like I have to reroute this. It's just no move. And resigns. I mentioned that queen takes d7 could be an option. I think, for example, here this is probably winning also. I would think, but it's actually not the case. Yeah, okay. I thought white position might even be so dominant that this could win, but it doesn't. It's of course completely unnecessary. With a normal move you win pretty quickly, as we saw. Okay, now let's go back to the starting screen and go for another game. I would even do a rematch, but I don't have a rematch button. From here, Boza 84 is my opponent. I can play e4 as well. Okay. Yeah, black normally castles or goes d5. In the recent New in Chess yearbook, they looked at bishop d2 in this position. I really don't understand that. Why is that a move, actually? Bishop d2. Why isn't d takes e4 good? Sorry, bishop takes e3. Why isn't this good? Yeah, I mean, this is what everybody plays and what I'm going to play and what I have in my book and so on. I just reflected on this. Why is bishop d2 a move? I have no clue. Okay, yeah, the good thing, one of the good things about this line is that if everything else fails and you have no clear idea what to do, you can develop like this. Queen f3, bishop f4, rook 81. Yeah, I guess rook 81. The long-term idea is to play the knight, and then play c4. Yeah, I think knight a4 is probably good here, right? Looks like I might be even able to build up a dark squared blockade. So here, yeah, the queen is obviously attacked. I can trade, or I can move the queen to d4. D4 is not a bad square. Let's do this. Yeah, this is a position where black is just not equal. It's just not entirely equal, because his pawn formation on the queen side is a little bit weak. Okay, one possibility is c4. The other one is to jump into c5. I'm going to do that. This is just such a good square. Yeah, and now you can certainly capture. You can also capture on e6. This is often a pretty good option as well. But I'm going for this. This is the simpler way to play. Now, yeah, do we go queen c5? Yeah, why not? Just be annoying and say, okay, how do you get rid of the queen? Queen b6, huh? That's what he wants to do. Yeah, I can play with b4. Yeah, it's probably still about equal, huh? Yeah. Or is white still slightly better? Possible. Tough to say. Anyway, I'm sure I should play. I mean, as I mentioned, you don't really have many sophisticated decisions to make. So I'm not really all that worried about being a little bit behind on the clock. Yeah, that's a good move. Hey, he's defended this well, yeah? That was good. To trade the knight and then queen to b6 is good. I actually would welcome the queen trade here because then I could play some things that... Okay, nice. Nicely done. Okay. He's now threatening to take, of course, and... Nice, yeah, he played this well. Okay, so let's put the queen here. Okay. So what about rook takes e6? Is that... Yeah, of course. Let's do this. This is definitely close to... I mean, this is probably more than enough compensation for the pawn. Okay, that looks very dangerous. Okay, so I probably need the rook somehow. Queen f7, maybe? I can check and then rook e5, intending rook f5. Not easy. Not easy for him. Of course, I'm threatening rook e8 with mate. Yeah, this is... I didn't say it, but this is the threat. Made into rook e8 and so on. Really? That I have a hard time to believe, really. Oh, but how? How do you kill him? Only have little time. Idea is bishop e6. The check and bishop h5 was also pretty interesting and probably strong. But okay, I'm not really seeing a good move for him anyway. Even here, I don't see one. Okay, so probably giving up the queen then, no? Super threatening. Maybe it's not, actually. Yeah, it's not so clear what this actually threatens. Only have 7 seconds. Queen g6 is pretty awful. Now Yeah, it was a bit odd, right? All of a sudden I got something on the king side. Yeah, this is it's a very typical kind of position from this opening, where black is, yeah, kind of okay, but it's also not completely equal. It's always a little bit annoying to play. And yeah, I think, of course, if he oh, bishop h7. Oh, oops, that would have won. I didn't look for tactics at all. Yeah, that was a pretty easy win. I was just looking to improve my position. And here with queen d6, I spotted this rook takes e6 idea, but he has c5, which completely equalizes. I overlooked that move. Yeah. Okay. And rook e6 is probably pretty strong, in particular in a practical game. This is already lost. So he has to play this and give me the c6 pawn. I mean, I saw this position, and this is kind of a position where white can basically try without risking much. The bishop here is so nicely anchored, covers c2, covers e2, and black doesn't really have all that much play. And I've got 2 pawns, so this is pretty nice. But this seems to lose completely. Rook e1. Then probably here I should play bishop g6 already, right? This, and bishop h5 is game over. Yeah, that was winning. I didn't find it, but it's probably difficult for him to untangle completely. Yeah, he has to give up the queen now. And now I finally managed to get this in. And here it's a mate is pretty much unavoidable. I think the plus 66.8 will also be, yeah, mate in 11. Okay. So let's go back and play another one. 3+2. Martas 2005. Okay. Yeah, let's play the Sveshnikov. So usually entertaining games with the opening. Don't get this often. This the sharpest variation. G3. Ooh. Yeah, probably F5. Knight F6 now is, I think, not accurate. Interesting. Okay, I don't really remember how this is played. It's just like, I wonder if knight e7 is possible. I think if he takes the exchange, I would have pretty strong compensation. Let's do this. It's an interesting try. I also had rook c8 or stuff like that. But it's always tempting, yeah, to go for such a dynamic solution. Now, I go d5. And now the immediate idea is to play d4, and after a knight move, play bishop h3. Okay, here I think I have more than one interesting option. You can think about d4, b4, or something like h5. h5 is the most dramatic idea. I just try to kill white immediately on the king side. But you can also just castle. That is probably enough for compensation. But okay, I like the caveman approach. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm curious to try it out, let's say. I'm not sure if this is really good. Okay. Yeah, let's push this forward. And now bishop h6, I guess. This is pretty strong compensation. Not sure about this move actually on second thoughts. Yeah, this makes no sense, sorry. Why would you tempt me all the way to the square that I want to go to anyway? Okay, what now? Yeah, maybe f5, just f5. Go for the big guns. Let's say f5, rook g8. The funniest thing about all this is that my king is on e8. Yeah, it's just on e8. Okay, so I get the knight in the attack as well. Now threatening knight e3. This is such a cool position. It is kind of position that you only get with the Sveshnikov. There's just not a single other opening that would give you this kind of position. Okay, what now? e5 is attacked. I mean, white played, I'm not sure how to call that, but what he did is he played quickly, and this may of course be important. I would definitely like to have more time in this position. I'm very certain that my position is pretty good, but it's of course not completely easy to play. Yeah, come on, I have to be a bit quicker here. Maybe he can take and play rook g1 and defend this stuff. Yeah, maybe. Okay, I can also play bishop c4 here. That's probably not helping. Okay, I have to be quicker. Yeah, he somehow defended this. Ouch. No, my compensation is kind of dwindling away. Rook g1. That's probably simple and good. My queen on a8 it's not completely off, but it doesn't really help as much as it should. How do I get the queen into the game? I don't see it. Come on. I have to make a move. I know a queen trade looks odd, but my king is also feeling the heat a little bit. Okay. Strange move, but okay, maybe it's a good move. Yeah, very unfortunate. Oh, my rook is hanging also. I didn't actually see that my rook is hanging. Wow, I'm losing this game. This is so awful. Because that was such a nice position. And it was also a very good position, for sure. I'm very certain that the engine will give me a winning position there. That is pretty much clear. Maybe I'm just too optimistic, but I think that was a really great position that I had. I'm winning. I'm losing anyway. So yeah, let's check this. I'm really a bit annoyed by this because it must have been a exact like f3 and so on. This cannot go. That cannot. White shouldn't really get away with this. What I'm trying to say. So okay, here this is not enough. Yeah, knight a c2. Okay, but I'm thinking about this. This must be good for black. I mean, Bishop h6. Knight g2. Knight g2 is like what? And here I must just win somehow. d4 wins, okay. Yeah, I mean, you have so many attractive moves. It's tough to it's tough to decide. But yeah, rook g8 is not good. d4 is better, or e4. Yeah, those two moves win. Yeah, it's a tough call. It's a tough call. But here he is. Oh, here bishop c4 is just winning. Of course, yeah. Ah, this is simple. This is so simple. The queen has no squares. You play this and it's over, right? Yeah, it's just completely over. Yeah, there must have been some pretty clean win, because when white played so many weird moves that could never work. Okay, yeah, queen e4 was on. Okay, I should take him. What I just didn't see is that the rook was attacked. Yeah, I was thinking I take e4, play the knight, and the rook is hanging, so pretty badly played. Okay, yeah, but bishop c4 at one stage was pretty simple. And okay, you have to see stuff like that. Yeah, if you play such an active opening, give up material, you need to see some basic tactics. If you don't, yeah, then you cannot punish weird moves. Okay, main line here of the Nimzo. I should take first, actually. Oh, okay. It's probably not the end of the world. Yeah, we don't want to play c6 here, huh? Okay. They're very solid. I screwed up the move order there pretty badly. You shouldn't play h6 there. Yeah, now I can play this and e5. A position like that is sometimes completely equal, sometimes a bit better for white. He's not trying anything in particular. Yeah, this is one of those completely equal types of positions. But you never know, yeah, you sometimes can do stuff in the endgame. I'm going to move my king to e7 and ultimately will try to use the 3 against 2 on the queen side. Okay, it's playing sort of a minority attack. It's a bit uncommon here. Yeah, I have to go to e7 with the king anyway, so might do it first and then decide on other things. Maybe b5 was a move actually for him. I can check here. Okay. So white white has accomplished absolutely nothing. And now I'm a little bit better in this endgame. A little bit, because I have a5 and my king is closer to the action already. He lost a bit of time with all this. It is nothing special, but it's a bit annoying for white. Not completely sure. Yeah, this one, okay. So let's take. And now what? Probably just approach with the king. He plays king e2. Okay. I don't mind. I want to go to b5 and pick up that pawn. Yeah, white is not really. I don't think he has a clear idea how he's holding this position. And I'm not sure that there is one, but it feels like he's just like poking around a little bit. Now, how do we do this? I can check. Maybe rook c1. It doesn't help all that much. I can go rook a4 as well. I wonder if this is an idea. Whenever I go up with the king, he has rook d7. I don't really see a way forward. Something like very concrete. I don't see. Maybe just b6, c5, something like that, but it's very slow. I don't really like to trade away his weakness there on b4, but it's don't quite see how else I'm going to make any headway. That's probably just nothing going on really. He tries to fix his weakness and now maybe use his own rook. Okay, so c3 doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'll probably check first. So I can't play c3. And more or less, no, I can actually play rook. I can actually keep it. Let's do this. Keep this pawn, I mean. Oh, really? I'm surprised that he allowed this. Okay, now I can go c3 or I can go around with the king. I think I'm doing this. A king e3 is probably good. Okay. Okay. That is surprising. I'm just getting this pawn now, right? How is he keeping it? That's very odd. No, I'm just winning the pawn. I can keep it like that and first push the pawn a little bit further. And then I can still give up the g7 pawn if I want, but I only need to do it the right moment. Or here, it doesn't matter really. I just king to the d file. and promotion next. Pretty odd, yeah, that I just won this endgame. I thought it would be pretty dead, but we can never look there. I mean, I think this is just nothing. Just nothing happens here. But he gave me some stuff that wasn't really necessary. Like, so king f3, rook a7. Like this is still okay, I think. But now some weird things happen. Yeah, he checked me there and pushed me to. That was strange. Maybe not decisive. Yeah. So e4, yes, I agree with that. And now we are just king e3, and what happens there? I don't think I've got anything. e5 is just odd. Yeah? If he does that, I probably play king rook e7, and then it just stays like that, and it's a draw. After e5, it's immediately lost, it seems. Yeah, and let's just see if I did something terrible there, or I don't think so. It's difficult to screw it up. Yeah. So he basically just blundered the rook ending away. Okay, I think one more game. Certainly possible. Don't get one right now. And now Carlos Grillo. Okay, I can go c4 also. I have all the main moves in the session. I'm not sure if I played knight f3. Ah, taking a while. Okay, 3. Black is playing a King's Indian setup. Yeah, okay, here you have many ideas. I'm going for the quick queenside. Play with b4. Oh, really? That is a bit odd. Of course, the Botvinnik setup is fine. I mean, I've recommended it on multiple occasions, but this is not one of those good cases for the Botvinnik. White's control over the center here is really good. And okay, now I have to take. I don't want to have the bishop outside there, and then all of a sudden it has no squares. So I'm going for b4 now. Black cannot easily play b5 because of the long diagonal. Yeah, the rook is hanging. Yeah, it seems that d5 is on Black's agenda, understandably so. Now, can we or should we just ignore this and play b5? Or the move queen b3 usually looks like a good idea to stop d5, but he maybe has b5 then. Doesn't look all that great. So if we have b5 instead, b5, d5. Yeah, that seems playable. It really seems playable. I can prevent d5 with queen c1, just for the moment. C takes, knight takes, knight takes, queen c1, knight e7 check is the idea. It's basically one mover here, queen c1. But I needed a move that I could make. And that I did not quite immediately could refute, so queen c1 ultimately played. We can, of course, try to increase his control over d5 and play this one. Is that preparing 5? Maybe. Yeah, let's play this now. I don't want to lose on time here just by trying to get a little something there, and then I get the little something, and I've lost some time. Yeah, maybe d5 is playable here. d5, c takes, knight takes. I can take with the bishop actually. Okay, now here I can take, of course. Let's do this. And now, what about bishop b7 here, or rook b7? Those moves are certainly possible. Bishop b7 would just win a6, I think. I don't like it though. It looks very unharmonious. So just activating the queen and just look at a6. I mean, it is still just a weak pawn. One important point to see is that the bishop on g7 is absolutely not participating in the game. That is important. So I'm basically trying to play on the queen side with extra material, as g7 is such a non-piece in this configuration. So I'm kind of curious what he's doing now. Maybe still d5, get rid of the weak d6 pawn. I can take... Really? That looks strategically very dubious, giving me this square. Now d5 is not possible at all. I'm getting a little bit closer also to this ideal scenario where knight d5, where if I can trade everything off and at the end there's a knight on d5 or a bishop on d5 against the bishop on g7, this is a strategic dream for white. But okay, the first problem is that a5 is just doomed, I guess. Don't see how he keeps this pawn. I'm just too much married to the idea to keep this bishop a dummy. I had e4 here in this position. That's something that I should have spotted. Okay, now how do we play? This is very entertaining because black can absolutely move. There's no active move whatsoever. Okay, probably clearing d5 for the knight. Do I really have to? I think I have to win the exchange. I don't want to give up your fantastic knight on d5, but it's too tempting. And it's better, yeah, to just now gain material. Yeah, we can have a look there. I think I overlooked a couple of things there. Interesting position is this one, where I wasn't really sure what to do. Queen c1 is probably not a really... Oh, after a while it's the engine move. Interesting. Oh, okay. it stops d5. I mean, that was my idea for the moment. Okay. So rook d7. And then I went b5. Yeah, the engine wants to go e4 as one of the moves. I've thought about that. I mean, this is not totally ridiculous because you're just making very sure that this doesn't happen. But it looked, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, kill off this beautiful bishop. Okay, I went b5 and now he can actually play d5. And this is probably just equal, huh? So c takes, knight takes. Yeah, bishop takes, knight takes. Yeah. This trades down to absolutely nothing. Yeah. Okay. This is why d5 isn't good. But he didn't do that. So I took and queen a3. And now it gets more difficult. And now I still think, as I said, I think during the game he should probably just play d5. What I thought is, actually didn't see that, bishop h3. I didn't see that. I thought I just take a6 basically here, which is not enough, but yeah, rook fc1 is also a good move. So I still have something there, but a5 is really bad. I mean, this is bad. Now you don't get your pawn pushes in. Absolutely not. Yeah, and here this is too early. I should move the queen, something like that, because I think I mentioned that he had e4 now, and that is that he has to play absolutely now. This breaks this configuration, and I might still be a bit better because I get to d5 with the knight ultimately. But this is of course a huge achievement for black, that you can get rid of this pawn and maybe later can activate the bishop. After rook a8, now I'm just in time to keep everything covered. Yeah, and this is an absolute disaster. Yeah, here I cannot cover f7. Yeah, this is kind of a typical game for this type of line. I was a bit shocked about c5 because this is a pretty odd spot for this kind of formation, because you usually don't want this bishop to immediately being able to pin the knight and trade for this, because then white has 3 pieces for the control over d5 and black only 2. And this often at the end leads to this kind of scenario, as we at the end saw here. Yeah, a knight against a bad piece. So I got the ideal scenario at the end after some adventures, let's say, where black could have played better on multiple occasions. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.